My friend, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool all the people all the time.
Let's take a closer look at those commitments the Deputy President has made with regards to women and sanitary towels for all girls in school. And if you're a mother to a newborn, or in that period you will be a mother to a newborn, he says 3 months worth of free diapers for children.
You know what has happened with this election, and I said it in another meeting, that after the COVID-19 pandemic, now the new pandemic we are dealing with is the pandemic of lies. Yeah. It's the pandemic of lies.
Tunasema God is good and all the time. Wow. So zingine mimi nasema RUTO lies all the time. And all the time RUTO lies, for that is his nature, Chidwe.
Hii gari ya mahasla, sivyo? Hii sio wheelbarrow tena. Sema gari ya mahasla wewe.
Safari hii hatuwezi kuwaruhusu mpange. Hawa mahasla, hawa mama mboga, hawa watu, hawa makanga, hawa wa bodaboda, yule wa beba, tutapanga safari hii na tutaunda serikali ya mahasla. We must agree that we will have a plan, and the plan is not for leaders and power and positions. The plan must be about ordinary people and ordinary businesses and ordinary farmers, so that we can lift the millions of jobless young people from at the bottom of the pyramid and begin them on the journey to climb up, so that no Kenyan is left behind.
And on to this date, we want to come into agreement with the Kenya Kwanza.
And said, you know, you people, you need to elect people who are known, people whose character is known,
Yes.
and background is known.
Hang on, Your Excellency. Hang on, Your Excellency, because I need you to address a very important issue here, and that is one of a trust deficit. There are Kenyans who watch you, Your Excellency, and I don't know whether you are aware that they don't trust what you say. They don't believe what you say. Are you aware, Your Excellency, for example, that a lot of Kenyans increasingly don't associate the truth with you?
That is your assessment, because you have never associated the truth with me from the beginning.
No, there's quite a number of Kenyans.
No, I mean, that is your
assessment.
We asked people before we came here.
That's the assessment.
Yeah. And many of those that responded to me directly, and to even our platforms, on KTN News, on Spice FM, on NTV, on Citizen, and we're asking them, what question should we ask the president this evening? And the one thing that many of them were saying is, when will he stop lying? So it's not Linus.
Can he tell us the truth this time?
Let me say the following.
All the time, you know, some of them now lie like a career. You know, it's like that's what they went to school to be trained. You saw those lies yesterday. You know, we were lying. They lie about anything. They can't tell you anything. Probably the only truth about them is their name. They lie all the time. It's saying things that don't exist. And
the Jubilee government has claimed that instead of the 5 stadia pledged in the Jubilee Manifesto in 2013, they're actually well on way to deliver 9 stadia across the entire country. Now, that statement was made by Deputy President William RUTO as Jubilee launched their 2017 manifesto at Kasarani a short while ago.
As we talk today, I know many people, I have heard many people discuss about, okay, you made promises, you haven't kept some of them. As we talk today, in 6 months' time, the stadium in Wote will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Chuka will be complete. In 3 months' time, the stadium in Moyale will be complete. In 6 months' time, the stadium in Kamarin in West Pokot, which is historic, will be complete. In a couple of months, the stadium in Eldoret will be complete. In Nyeri, the president gave the title. There was a challenge of title. Now we have a title, and now the program has been rolled out. In Kiambu, in another 3-4 months, the stadium will be complete. We have challenges. We have a small challenge in Mombasa because the county government has issues of ownership of the land, although all the contracts and everything has been signed for, including the tartan for the for the stadium is in place. We have a small challenge again in Kisumu because the county government has not relocated the dumping site, which is next to the stadium, and international requirements dictate that you cannot have a dumping site side by side with a stadium. As soon as that is relocated, that process will be complete. So instead of 5 stadiums, we actually went for 9, just to make it good and to make it better.
You can fool some people sometime, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. We will not allow you, and you will not succeed.
Former President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, mulikutana naye wapi?
Nyayo is a very interesting fellow. Nyayo came to Eldoret, and he was vicious.
Yes.
Stood there and said, you know, you people, you need to elect people who are known, people whose character is known.
Yes.
And background is known. And he gave 2 examples of my competitors. Choose between Chesire or Saina. I understand there is some character running around here. And every Kenyan, including every Kenyan woman, shall be insured or shall have health insurance at affordable premiums, and where they cannot afford, the government of Kenya will pay for the women who cannot pay.
Let's take a closer look at those commitments the Deputy President has made with regards to women. Now, as far as leadership is concerned, he has reiterated his commitment that half of the cabinet slots will be for women. But interestingly enough, he says within 90 days he will implement the 2/3 gender principle. He's also advised, or he says should he assume the presidency, he would advise the Public Service Commission to employ the gender rule for all government agencies. Now, let's move on to another sector, and he addressed education. And as regards to the girl child, he's committed that there will be a return to school policy for teen moms, a school feeding program that will be expanded to cater to 8 million school-going children. He says he would expand it from the current 2 million to 4 million and then require county governments to match that figure. Now, he has also committed to TVET bursary for girls pursuing and women pursuing math, sciences and engineering, sanitary towels for all girls in school, and the establishment of an institute within the Kenya School of Government for the training of women in leadership and enterprise are concerned. And if you're a mother to a newborn, or in that period you will be a mother to a newborn, he says 3 months worth of free diapers for children, minimum, he says, minimum that.
I commit to provide mothers of newborn babies with diapers for their children for a minimum of 3 months, paid for by the government of Kenya. Kabla hatujabadilisha mambo ya katiba, ndio rais apate mamlaka zaidi, ndio viongozi wapate vyeo ya kugawana, watangojea kwanza tubadilishe uchumi ili watoto hawa wapate kwanza ajira. Ama mnasemaje Mumias? Wangoje kwanza mpaka tupange hawa wafanyabiashara wadogo wote, mama mboga, bodaboda, wale wa kiosk, wale wafanyabiashara wote ambao kama si jua inawaumiza, ni mvua inawaumiza.
And tonight we are calling out what appears to be attempts to twist the truth by state operatives.
This was the headline in Monday's edition of the Daily Nation, a copy that is still available on nation.africa. The story of Pauline Waithera, a 70-year-old woman selling groceries in Kiambu. In the run-up to the 2022 polls, the Kenya Kwanza team enlisted her services in their campaigns, riding on the slogan of the downtrodden hustlers, the Mama Mboga and Watu wa Boda Boda. Waithera was supposed to market the hopeful contestants as just that. Essentially, she was used as a poster girl to illustrate how the bottom-up model would lift ordinary people into self-reliance. Last Saturday, 2 days before we went to press, she told our team she is a bitter woman because even after being used to market UDA, she remained poor, with the trappings of power she enjoyed during the campaigns having vanished and none of her powerful friends picking her calls anymore.
You know what has happened with this election, and I said it in another meeting, that after the COVID-19 pandemic, now the new pandemic we are dealing with is the pandemic of lies. Yeah. It's the pandemic of lies. You know, people stand up and they say things that they think make sense. You know, I've been looking at politicians, and fortunately I have the opportunity of having served in cabinet. I know how a budget is drawn, and I know how much money we have in our resources to draw a budget. When a political leader, a national leader tells people, I will put aside 150 billion for market women, I'll put aside 50 billion for Boda Boda, I'll put aside 100 billion for this. I know how much our budget is and the projected growth of our budget. That time you have not talked about the amount of money that you are taking to counties, you have not talked about transfers for the education sector and so on. Where are you going to get that money to provide that kind of service? You're just lying to those people because you are telling them things they want to hear. And because they won't ask you questions, you just get along with it.
God is good. And all the time. Wow. So zingine mimi nasema RUTO lies all the time. And all the time, RUTO lies, for that is his nature, Chidwe.
And on to this date, we want to